One night, a woman named Sarah was alone at home while her husband was on a business trip. She was watching TV when she heard a noise coming from the kitchen. Thinking it was just the house settling, she ignored it. However, the noises continued and seemed to be getting louder. Sarah decided to investigate, grabbing a kitchen knife for protection. As she walked into the kitchen, she saw a shadow move across the wall. Frozen with fear, she realized someone was in the house. She quietly backed away and locked herself in the bathroom, dialing 911. The police arrived within minutes and found a man hiding in the attic. He had been living there for several days, stealing food while Sarah was asleep or out of the house. The thought that a stranger had been silently living in her home without her knowledge haunted her for years. John was home alone, enjoying a quiet evening when his phone rang. He answered, but there was no response on the other end. He assumed it was a wrong number and hung up. A few minutes later, the phone rang again, and this time he heard breathing on the other end. John felt a chill but tried to dismiss it. The calls continued every few minutes, each time with only breathing or eerie silence. Frightened, John called the police, who traced the calls. To his horror, they discovered the calls were coming from inside the house. The police arrived quickly and found that a man had broken in and was hiding in the basement, making the calls to terrorize John before planning to attack him. John moved out shortly after, unable to feel safe in his own home again. Emily had always been fascinated by antiques and had recently purchased an old, ornate mirror from a local thrift store. She hung it in her bedroom, admiring its beauty. One night, while she was alone at home, she started hearing whispers. At first, she thought it was her imagination, but the whispers grew louder and more distinct. Terrified, Emily traced the whispers to the mirror. When she looked into it, she saw not just her reflection but shadowy figures moving behind her. Panicked, she covered the mirror and called a friend to stay with her. The friend, who had a strong belief in the paranormal, suggested they remove the mirror from the house. As soon as they took the mirror outside, the whispers stopped. Emily later learned that the mirror had a dark history. Its previous owner had died under mysterious circumstances. She got rid of the mirror and never experienced the whispers again, but the memory of that night stayed with her, a chilling reminder of the unknown forces that might be lurking just beyond our perception. These stories serve as a stark reminder of the real-life horrors that can occur when we're alone and vulnerable.